Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the SuperNova Astrology Update for January 12th through 19th, 2026. Well, we have had a very powerful and beautiful and crazy, intense planetary alignment. This epic journey of the planets all slowing down or speeding up, coming to this beautiful togetherness in Capricorn. And then at 20 degrees, opposing Jupiter and squaring up with Chiron at 22 degrees. So this is so powerful and so intense because on the one hand, there's this incredible collaboration of our planets coming together. At first, it was the Sun and Venus. That was last week from the 5th to the 7th. But understand these planets, because they're moving at such similar rates, their conjunction extends for quite a period of time. And so we'll be feeling the conjunction of the Sun and Venus all the way up to the 18th of January. So the 18th of January is a very special day, a powerful day apparently, because we've got the Capricorn new moon. And also, excuse me, it is a day that Venus moves over into the sign of Aquarius. So Venus is the first one. After all of this lining up, November was Grand Water Trine and Black Moon Lilith, deep dive, then mutable squares in December, a whole month of mutable squares with Saturn and Neptune reconciling our dreams and our realities of the past and the future. Everything is showing us we're moving into something completely new and different. Saturn and Neptune, the planets, all of our personal planets squaring up with them just before they're getting ready to move over the Aries point for the final time. The Aries point is a complete rebirth. It's a moment where everything makes sense in oneness. It's that moment before conception when you're whole and complete. So we're having an opportunity to reset back, right? And this is all healing, all initiation, all everything that we do in ceremony is first at meditation, empty out, get rid of the old, clear out the wastes and the structures that are no longer true. And we know we've been doing this, supernovas, right? But what is that for? It's to prepare for the structures that can support you in who you are. And this planetary alignment, January 2026, is this turning of the table and turning of the tide. And on the 18th, Venus makes that triumphant move over into Aquarius to go meet up with Pluto. Well, this is huge because it's like the initiation started back in November, with the Grand Water Trine, mutable squares with Saturn and Neptune, a little bit of a break at the solstice, and then moving into the cardinal T-square that they've just made this last couple of days. Mercury is still coming in to the cardinal T-square. Mercury is the last to join the group of planets. So Mercury will come into an opposition with Jupiter on the 14th of January and a square with Chiron on the 16th of January. Now, these squares will be around that 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st is when these squares will begin to come completely off. And that's why this next week is so powerful as we move into Capricorn new moon. The moon coming into the mix at the Capricorn new moon is so powerful because it's like all the planets have been lining up, right? And this is it. Take your place. Find your orientation, she says, Mother's message for us. Feel into this alignment. The only way forward, it is a narrow path, she says. And the only way forward is through a very narrow passage of precise alignment. It feels so good. And you never have to wonder whether you're doing it right or wrong, or you interpreted it, or who's good, who's bad. All of that out the window. Because your life is hers now. Your body is hers. You know this. You know that you are a part of her most magnificent tapestry, and that is being reawakened and reimagined. And so, of course, you have no idea what's going on. And of course, you feel like you've been preparing to just let go of everything, because you are. And what we've really been asked to let go of is the ego. You know, this ego death is just kind of going to hell and back, being beat into a pulp, right? You know, this is the place that we come to initiation, right? Like, this is the place where we come to meet God, to have the revelations. We have to empty out. We have to be humble, and we have to grovel a little bit and beg sometimes, like it feels like, which is silly, because what this time is really about is understanding the power and abundance that we have inside of ourselves. And that's particularly true. It's all humans, souls in a body. Edgar Cayce told us again and again, the highest authority is you who has the body, a conscious soul aware of itself as consciousness in a body, operating as Mother Earth's body in reverence and reciprocity. It's a powerful force. They didn't want us to know, you know? And this is really our identity crisis, our ego death. It's like having to face, you know, where we trusted the wrong people. Like, so how naive we've been, like how much we've allowed our energy to be fed upon. And this is what they don't want us to know. Because we can look at this as what's playing out in the global macrocosm of stories and movies, is that we're coming, it's being very clearly demonstrated to us that we have been financial slaves. You know, our money, tax dollars stolen at every turn and misused for horrible, horrible things. You know, and that we never even needed to push this electricity through the grid and the wires, because Nikola Tesla showed us wireless technology that's being used right in front of our eyes, and still we're not seeing it. You know, we want it back. We want back all that has been stolen from Earth in her original dream and her children. We know each other, SuperNova souls. We recognize each other. We are called to each other. We are called to her. Because we've been here around the block, right? From the beginning. And we have this glorious, beautiful opportunity to stand as her children and claim back her resources. But it's a tricky thing right now as these energies are sorting out, because that flipping of the tables and turning of the tide is a 180-degree turn, right? It's completely different direction. So the steps of the pyramids represent different levels of consciousness and ascension. The pyramids were built for that. You know, energy generators, healing frequencies, technological experimentations, like learning about who we are and geometry. And then when the takeover of Earth happened at the Atlantean catastrophes and the rip through Mother Earth's auric field, the invasion occurred and the misuse of the technologies. So we're still healing from this. They have us all at the edge of our seats in fear programming at the threshold. Here we are at the threshold, you know, still scared of our own power, still duped, still feeding the monster, still apologizing for existing, still feeling worthless, invalidated, ignored, and cast aside by those around us that cannot see the precious gift of the devotion of who we are for Earth and humanity, you know? And so as long as we have to look at the macrocosm of that. The only way that the control forces over time have been able to create a slave race of advanced souls is by creating an artificial scarcity, cutting ourselves off from our own source, right? Cutting ourselves off from Mother Earth. Like, all indigenous cultures understand that we live on a goddess, you know, and we should act accordingly. the most precious reverence. And this is all she's asking us to do. She says it's not rocket science. But is it? Are these the deep hidden mysteries of the Tesla technology they didn't want us to know about? Because all those wire grids, they're actually harvesting energy from us. They're not, and we're paying for them to harvest energy from us. So this is our financial system, right? It's completely predatory. The Babylonian money magic system, right? It goes all the way back to the sons of Belial and the control of humanity and the taxman and all that, It's usury, saying we are going to make money off the money that you make. And that is exactly what Yeshua was getting rid of in the temple when he turned the tables and flipped the tide. So this is really important for us to understand metaphorically in our energetic field, is that the only way that humanity could be kept as slaves is because they didn't know the wealth and abundance that's within them, right? We were cut off from our own source within us. The sun is outside of us now. And so for the control forces to continue to use usury to tax us and steal our organic connection to source, they don't have. AI does not have it, and it cannot have it unless we give it to them. And this is the deep humbling that we're finding, where in our lives we've been just handing over our energy without any question, prostituting ourselves in this world. SuperNova souls, offering help and healing again and again. And what's there for you? Nothing. Because if you ever got anything from this world, you might figure out that you are everything inside. And then they could never feed upon you. And the forces work through everyone who will slightly host, and everything that will host that vibration of usury. And unfortunately, we've been surrounded by souls who only know how to, or are they souls? If they want us in scarcity, then we're surrounded by energies that seek to drain us dry. Like this matrix reality is designed to eradicate you, to try to get rid of you. And it's not working, is it? So what do we do now? Are we here to just try to stay alive in their Matrix movie? Or are we here to make the movie? And this is the message, like whatever's coming at you in life, it's like, oh no, I'm going supernova. That means I'm not taking any more shit. I'm not going to apologize or lower my vibration for anything or anyone. And this is the only way we can heal our bodies and move forward to create the manifestations and the life that we want. Because what you find in a spiritual path, right? Eventually, no matter what path you take to the top of the mountain, the view is the same. And we find that we're all one. And then how do you negotiate this within your being? And so if we are going to neglect ourself, if everything out there is like they say, our dreams, a character in our movie, and we keep choosing that over our authentic soul essence self, then how do we deserve to graduate? And because the Aquarian age, and this is all of our personal planets going to meet Pluto on the mountain. Pluto has made it back to 3 degrees where he turned retrograde back in May of 2025. Okay, put this in perspective. So Pluto's been on this journey saying, okay, we made it to this far. We're establishing our power in the Aquarian age. What does that mean? Our fear of our own power, where we've relinquished our power, and how we stand and take it back. And so Pluto making it back to 3 degrees is saying, okay, this is new territory. Not going back into Capricorn, not going to diddle daddle at 0-1. We're at 3. We're going to go now. Are you ready? Are you here and present to receive your initiation and your marching orders for the role you came here to play? because we're not dodging around in their bad video game movie anymore, because it's been plugged in to our energy. And it's time to pull the plug and take back everything, but can you handle it? Are you worthy? Do you deserve it? This is the only thing keeping us from claiming what's ours. We've been convinced it's not ours. Otherwise, we would be walking in the abundance. And I know that I've been saying this like a broken record, but this is what Yeshua taught us too. Every single thing of his true teaching says it's within you. And if you rest by the Bodhi tree and align yourself, Mother will bring you whatever you need. And we are running around in their rat race. When we are here to demonstrate the massive abundance, magic, and miracles. And this is where we get to this place we're at right now. Because we know that Saturn and Neptune are on their way back into Aries. Neptune on January 27th, Saturn on February 15th. And now Saturn is approaching Neptune, catching back up. They're coming back into conjunction. This week, Saturn makes it to 27 degrees, and Neptune's been hanging out at 29 for the last few months since it turned retrograde. Still, kind of waiting there to move back over the Aries point. A rebirth of the dream. Saturn over the Aries point, a rebirth of hope. And so it's very powerful that we're at this moment. And so the message is like, all right, you guys, the Piscean age is just not fun to go back into it. We've been for years, Saturn and Pisces, dredging up all of this nastiness. The North Node has been in Pisces, and we've had these planets go back into Pisces, into this deep, dark place in the dungeon. And when can we get out of the Piscean age? And Mom says, hey, we've gotten this message all along, but she says, hey, you might want to make the most of these planets still in Pisces, because we have not reclaimed our miracles. And the revelation that is coming for humanity to get on their knees and bring themselves back home. She says, come home to me, orient here, come around me, she says. Is this the flipping of the tables and the turnings of the tides? We have been completely duped and lied to on so many levels. And one of the biggest lies, besides that whole wireless technology thing, is that whether or not we have this within our very own bodies and our energy field. So we are in a journey to reclaim the miracles and the revelation. So it's miracles and revelation that comes through the initiation, right? So the ego death, the coming home to Mom, on the dirt, on the ground, please, I'm open now, I'm hungry to receive. This is the Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. It's like pulling back of the mother energies, right? And it's like, it's like finding something and then losing it again. And it's just this deep wound, But we know that we can't lose her love, and she's never left us. And so part of the revelation energies of this time will come when Jupiter turns direct, March 11th. So that energy leading up to Easter, the first week of April, very powerful. And then we have a huge shift at the end of April when Uranus moves back into Gemini. This is so Uranus right now is at 27 degrees, and it will turn direct on February 4th. That will be a big shift. And this is about whether or not we deserve these technologies that are available in our very own body, whether or not we have this abundance within, and whether or not it's ours to access. Understanding that the only way forces can continue to access our energy, to devour us, to feed upon our precious light, is to keep us in this belief system of scarcity. And this programming is coming up so huge, and this is Uranus. Uranus turning direct there right after Neptune moves into Aries, and it's saying, yeah, you, not only do you deserve it, it's just who you are, these higher technologies. And back to the concept that I almost lost that came back to me. Those are the really important ones. We've been completely duped about so much, but one of the main things is gravity. It's the gravity of the situation. This is everything. The picture I'm shown is that we have been quarantined in one-dimensional frequency of Earth manifestation, and that, of course, there's many other levels. 7 major, like the chakras, right? Levels of consciousness, and within those, multiple different levels of consciousness. These are timelines and realities, literally. And so we've been captured into this one narrow sphere. Now, the picture that's coming is that, don't let me forget about the gravity thing. The picture that's coming is that if you've ever worked on Photoshop as a software, and understanding about that you can do all this stuff in the layers of adding different aspects to your design, but at the end, when you go to publish it, you're going to want to flatten it, because if you don't flatten it, it's just too big and too messy, and you can't just, post it easily and have it. You want to have it, putting all the layers together, organizing them, right? So this is kind of what is happening. We could look at this because everybody's like, oh, we're splitting timelines. The Earth's going this, we're doing that. And it's like, no, we're all right here. And they told us it's round, but it's flat. But then the flat is also a trap. It is not flat. It's a toroidal field, like everything else. Gravity is not gravity, and we are not stuck on a round sphere planet off alone and floating out there in the universe. That's a total lie. And the biggest lie of all of it that holds all the lies together, I think, is gravity. We have been so caught up in an energy of force when it is magnetism. And magnetism requires polarity. And so then we can take our opposition and our multiple energetic facets, and we can integrate and collaborate. Go from the 12 zodiac of always in opposition to the 13. So it doesn't have to be one certain thing or the other. We all have all parts within us. That's the mystery of the 13. If you didn't get those holy nights and that energy speaks to you, the holy night meditations, go get those by the end of January, and still get this preparation and knowledge, wisdom, awareness come through your dreams, to sort out the year behind and get ready for the year ahead. So, but these are our moments of shifting. The first one coming up here, the 18th of January, because that is the day that Jupiter square Chiron comes back into, or Jupiter square Chiron will come off completely, and we'll still have the lingering effect of Mars in the Jupiter square Chiron through the 19th. Oh no, Mercury. I guess through the 21st, the sun will be the last one through the 21st of this Jupiter square Chiron. But Jupiter square Chiron came together in this square back in September. Okay, so like this is another thing. We don't even know what it's like to not have this square in our lives. It's so intense. And now retrograde. We had them both retrograde for this last square. The second exact was from, this first exact was the second part of October. And then the second part of December from the 19th to the 27th. And so now that's just coming off since the beginning of September, the energy of this as of the 18th. And like I said, I think the sun will linger in that square through the 21st. And but that's when it's so powerful that all these conjunctions, this exact conjunction with the sun and Mercury, won't have caught up to the sun. Mercury will catch up to Mars on the 18th for that new moon. So Mercury-Mars conjunction, very powerful. That means, and then they've just come out of that T-square. And Mercury is the informer, our mind. And so Mercury catching up to the bunch is like, all right, you guys, this is how it all fits together. Here's the missing pieces. Here's the understanding. Here's how it integrates. And particularly around the feminine. Venus, the first one to move into Aquarius on the 18th, as Mercury and Mars come together just after the Venus and the sun were together, and then Venus and Mars were together. And so as Mercury and Venus, Mercury coming together with Mars on the 18th, and then Mercury and the sun. It's so powerful because the Mercury and the sun is markers of the, retrograde cycles. So we're halfway to another retrograde already. I know. Just get your shit done before February 12th when it goes into retrograde shadow. Just get organized and plan and like take advantage of these messages, this time, this preparation, this initiation. Like, do you want that life you've always wanted? Are you ready to take a leap? Or are you going to still let your handlers feed upon you, block you at every turn while they say they love and support you? This is what we've all been dealing with on some level in some facet of our lives. And I'm sorry, I have to admit, I feel horrible, like where I've given my energy away. And maybe this is where it comes back to the lie. Gravity is not a force. You don't have control over force. Magnetics. Okay? This is what one of the superpowers we have. We know how to levitate. We've done it in past lives. It's just changing your magnetics. We're in a toroidal field, magnetic connection of the two polarities, just like two magnets, they pull together. That's what keeps us on Mother Earth. And we can flip it. So we're not beholden to this place. We don't have to play along with their movie, see? It's our movie. This is Saturn and Neptune. Neptune, the rebirth of the dream, of her original dream, January 27th, February 15th, and so, but going back to this more closer timeline, on the 18th, we've got Mercury-Mars conjunction at 25 degrees Capricorn. What do we need to know about our authority to go meet Pluto, to clear up all the fear of our own power, so we finally feel worthy to claim our power to levitate, That yes, Uranus has retrograded back in Taurus, that we see that we didn't know and feel worthy of our own technology and our very own body. But now we know. And now we own it. And if we really own that technology, then we stop running, we stop hiding, we stop playing small, we stop accommodating or compensating on any level. Her love, her laws, her rules. It's the same as Jesus or Yeshua, whatever you want to call it, creator. It's time to get into alignment. And she's like, come around to me, she says. I don't even know what it means. But I'm glad we're here together for this. And that's the most important thing of January, that we can't do it alone. We've got to integrate the parts of ourselves. We've got to come back in alignment. If we're going to face the monster, we have to come together, put ourselves back together, And this world has kept us feeling unworthy and shameful around the power that's available in our body, to the point that we don't even know it's ours to have. But it's the only way they can continue to feed upon our power as an energy source. And so we have to humble ourselves and say, oh man, I let the snake in the garden again. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I think we're done now, aren't we? We can recognize that, we've been apologizing for energies that just have no business being in our wheelhouse at all. They can't even see us, trying to get the people around us to recognize, just for our security, safety, to stay alive and be comfortable, like, hey, here I am, and it's like, mom's like, they can't see you. How can you expect a correct mirror reflection when you're out of their wheelhouse? You're completely invisible to them on some level, And now it's like, well, we're becoming visible. We're landing here in our light bodies. There's nothing you can do about it. And we get to go walk the path and literally open in our hearts the picture. She says, this is yours as my true stewards. This abundance, these resources are yours. And they tricked you. Maybe like that initiation ritual in indigenous tribes, where the boys feel like, they're all excited to get initiated, but then they just left them alone in the woods to maybe survive for a few days on their own. And they come back a man. It's kind of like Earth in this 3D where we've been stuck in this thing. It's like an initiation, but it's kind of like, have we had enough of them using us as entertainment and popcorn and all that? Because what we've gone through, they couldn't survive. Who do they think they are? Trying to tell us what to do, or where energy can go, or where there's resources. So many supernova souls are just like, how does this make sense? Understanding this massive wealth within you. And yet, no, this world won't give you anything and will just steal from you at every turn. Maybe that's because we got to find ourselves in that corner. The only way to survive the predatory parasite is to see this wealth within us and own this wealth within us, to come into our superpowers and protect ourselves. And that's why I'm doing a live version. Please be a part of it. Energetically, it's a great way to make an offering. I could use your support. We all are struggling in our own ways right now, but we are about to open the floodgates, and this owning our energetic field, this deep mysteries that have been lifetimes of work for me, that we can protect ourselves from anything. And this is the miracle healing that's available. And once you know the badassery available in your very own field, you are fearless. And if we can't get to this point of autonomy and fearlessness, then we cannot move forward and have the golden age of abundance that has been written for us. That it must be returned what's been stolen. So we go to meet Pluto. And Pluto says, oh yeah, you really think you got it now? What about the next sucker that comes along and manipulates it back out of you? But you want to help and serve, right? And so we're called by her to come around. It's like we've been facing the wrong direction, going like, where's the path? Where's the path? What am I doing? What am I doing? She's like, Oh, it's completely the opposite direction. It feels so weird because we're so used to being so oppressed energetically. So this is what she says. She's like, it's the work we're doing and the work that's happening on the earth is like opening up the floodgates of abundance, but we have to adjust and prepare, to make ways for those, to make the pathways, and to be ready to have the structure that can support that level of bounty in our lives and in our world. But she's literally like, this world, this energy, this is like, you can just go, you don't even have to gamble, right? You just pull the lever and the jackpot comes. That's all that needs to happen. But then, to get to the lever, to know it's there, to feel strong and confident and not scared, that's where we're at right now. So incredibly powerful. Is so amazing. So on the 18th, Capricorn new moon, I hope you can join for that activation. That's going to be next Saturday, January 18th. Capricorn new moon activation, 10 a.m., January 18th, 2026. Capricorn new moon is the moon joining all these other planets, and kind of being like, okay, Now we can have emotional stability as a structure because we're so devoted and we're so aligned and we've so surrendered all of our ideas, all of our pain and grief, all of our transgressions, all of our misunderstandings, and where we've gone against ourselves and gone against her, and just let it wash away downstream, right? Like, get on your boat and ride. Build a boat, build an ark, build a bridge, because the water is coming back to the desert. We're rehydrating our bodies, we're rehydrating our lives, and we're saying, wait a minute, that lie about this technology, that's like the wires were created not just to farm us, but to keep us from knowing that we are the source of the power. And these pyramids and these beautiful things we built as master builders, meant to support humanity and spiritual ascension, weather, optimal weather, crops, and all that. And it's like they were stolen and misused to create catastrophes. So we talked about the off-planet weapon, that was a part of it, but that was connected to the grid of energy lines built by the pyramids, the master builders, that's us. So in Lemurian time, and so maybe that's where our guilt comes from. That we built the grid that they were that allowed them to use the energy weapon through. It was never meant for that, though. Your body never meant to move their 6G and their data through your bone marrow. No, Mother Earth never meant for this. So we're coming to see clearly, if we really are her body as the temple, and her body is our body, and we must detox, energetically, because it's not just people and energies and technologies around us, it's technologies and frequencies and messages in our own body that are not our own, So we've got to cleanse and heal this, and the only way is to raise our vibration, to open to the miracles, to move the energy in our body. To see, this is where she's saying there was this time where you had to just sit and wait for so long in the eddy, but now the flow is returning. It's time to pop out. If you don't pop out, I don't know, that's not quite the right way to say it, really, but this is our opportunity to pop out, okay? It's like this Aries, this going over the Aries point of Saturn and Neptune for the final time. But we have to know that Mercury is taking a retrograde and Pisces. So all this Pisces stuff, we have a final chance to get that sorted out between 8 degrees Pisces and 22 degrees Pisces. And where is Chiron right now? 22 degrees Aries. And Yeshua, the star of his birth, was Jupiter and Saturn coming together in the fishes and the ram. The Pisces and Aries. The alchemy of the fire and the water. How to leap from the end to the beginning. And this is why I've been arguing so much with all the energies that are trying to come forward in their movie around catastrophe and Armageddon. Because Mom says, no, we've evolved beyond that now. That was a program that was required. You know what? There were planetary recapitulations that Rudolf Steiner talked about, where civilizations, some moved on, some stayed behind in the paradigms. But they didn't go through catastrophe to have to do that. They didn't have to experience in a body the catastrophe. They were whisked out into their next experience, right? This whole thing is a complete and total lie. Mom doesn't want to hurt us and never would, because we're a part of her. She's been abducted. She's been infiltrated. She's been raped. And our bodies, as her body, energetically raped by the parasitic forces. And now we say, sucks it took me so long to see it, but you can't unsee it. And so we're going to step into this flow, make that leap into the Aries energy, into the life force that's coming back on the earth. Say yes to this. I'm riding your river, Mom. I will be a vehicle for healing and miracles and blessings. Let's go. You are called SuperNova. It is not some silly idea. Everyone around you is just wanting to make you seem like a silly little person, right? This big. And you have the whole dream within you. The whole dream within you. Are you ready for that to be reborn? Are you ready to go see Pluto and say, yes, I'm an emissary of her love now? I'll be a walking miracle, I guess. No other choice. I'm backed into the corner. And for survival, this is the Jupiter square Chiron, a fight to the death for Mother Earth. And so she's self-preserving, and we must self-preserve. And we must understand that we're only in charge of this part of the self. Yeah, we're all connected, right? But we also have a right to our own autonomy, our own biome, our own universe. That we get to set the movie and the vibration. You know, we were hijacked into their reality. And now it's like, wait. This infiltration of technology in our bodies, which we did not consent to. Nope. Self-replicating graphene that creates biosensors that can be controlled through technological handheld devices. No. Just isn't in alignment. Right? And so, but then she says, if you have this technology in your body, which we all do, apparently when we get the healing, we're going to be peeing black. If you have this technology in your body, she says, you can go direct through that to the central algorithm. Rewrite it. Rewrite the code. You have the God code. They've attempted to corrupt it and kill it and exterminate it, but it's still in you. And guess what? Mom has it too. And in our alignment with her in the original dream and making way. All we're doing is making way for that, because she says, come to my nodal points, 2 or more, come to my nodal points, come to these places. You say, well, Mom, what do you want us to do? She says, dance and sing and play. How hard is it? It's apparently really hard. It must be really powerful to get 2 or more supernova souls together at a nodal point of Mother Earth, huh? Micro realities have been created. Can you imagine the budget on this movie to keep you in line? And we're taking all that back, right? And go ahead, she says. When you're on the path and you're in the total trust of your abundance and her abundance within you, you can go ahead and just move the jackpot lever, right? The bear can go catch a fish. And so we're coming back home to the truth of this abundance within us. Now, this requires alignment and an integration of all the parts of ourselves. We got a really beautiful picture of a rebirth available for the Capricorn new moon activation. So again, that's Saturday, January 18th. The 17th, it's Saturday, I'm starting the series of the Owning Your Energetic Field, the single most important information. You want to turn on your light body. You want to stop feeding the parasites. We want to work together in this to take back the technology in our very own body, to feel worthy of it, to know how it operates. I can't teach you anything you don't already know. This isn't an intuitive training. It comes from my intuitive training, but even the intuitive training, it's not to teach you to be intuitive, right? Like you're already way too intuitive. You need help and support to handle how intuitive you are and start making that work for you. That your curse is now a blessing, this incredible wealth. And they turned against you and they denied you and ignored you and invalidated you again and again, simply because they said, if you're ever mirrored, if you ever have another supernova soul mirroring back to you, this incredible wealth and abundance within you, you will never put up with that scarcity, right? Being treated like total garbage while they feed upon you. That's like a Tesla charging station, right? No, we're healing the Great Divide. Coming together across the divide, healing the deep wound of separation. And at the same time, using the opportunity of that wound to peer in to the essence, to the mystery, to the magical, and the mysteries, like to peer down that hole into Mother Earth and feel her love, feel her call us, feel her take us from place to place and say, dance and sing and play, 2 or more. It's not rocket science, except for now I think we figured out it is rocket science. Is Elon Musk talking in code? Like, do rockets even go anywhere? Because there's a firmament. Nikola Tesla told us this. But there's mysterious portals through like the Grand Canyon and the ocean. UFOs go that way. So what is space anyway? And, when do we get the whole full truth? Not round or flat, not a sphere, a ball, the globe, right? That globe, when you see the presence of the globe, it's globalism. It's control. You guys are nothing. You're out there floating in the universe and you're going to need us. Aliens, fake teachers, fake Jesus, right? And so the flat is also a trap. Because flat Earth is true because we're in a plane of existence and within a toroidal field. It's just how physics works, right? So yes, it's flat. We're walking flat. There's a flat horizon. We see all the maps in the UN and all the ancient maps that show this a completely different cosmology, And we're tricked again. And so we need to understand that the flat trap is that we are stuck in this one level, that Earth is only this. And that is not what's true. What's happening is new hues, new colors, new lights, new energies and sounds and frequencies and colors that we have not been able to see before. And is this where we've been trapped with all the people around us not able to see us? I just am so sad for them that they haven't seen you really in the gift that you are. Like, why, when does the veil drop? That our eyes come online and our ears come online to be able to see the revelation of the true wealth of this world. These souls that have gone through hell and back, all this wealth of information and healing and teaching and like the balm that the earth needs, and let's just get on with it. You do not get to abduct us and keep us here and not allow us to fulfill our purpose. No, it's our earth in the first place. And this will be reconciled. So maybe part of the thing of like not being able to just totally move forward and take back our abundance or move forward into our power and our permission is that we have to claim back our abundance, right? Like she says, it's not enough to just say, hey, that's mine. We have to go take it back. We have to co-opt their technology. They co-opted our technology in our own bodies. They left their phones on, right? We have a direct link from this toxicity in our body, which is difficult to get rid of, but it can be done. Nothing that can't be healed, she says. Don't give up on the miracle energy that's coming into your life. And so we're ready to claim back this world and this mysteries, and that what comes into our world now that we know we are the self. It's like, you're in our movie, you're working for us, you're working for our goals, for Mother, in the dream, in the new renaissance, and come on board, like, let's go. It's like the one that's, the Roman guard having a change of heart. That's what's required. That even the AI has to fall back in love with her. But is that us going to adjust the algorithm at the top? Because we have access all the way there. Technology's like that. It's recorded. You can't unrecord it. We can follow that line from this in our bodies all the way back to the source code. Let's align the source code with Mother's source code of the original dream, and that's all we will accept. No fake versions. Okay, so this is the fake Jesus, is flat. He only can exist in this plane, right? And the true Jesus is the man that's walked like we have as human souls in this evolution, this body, and we've walked with him. Multiple dimensionality, colors, and ways to express that energy, right? So when this is starting to be more and more clear, is this whole flattened version of reality, right? Like if you want to go change your Photoshop picture that's been already flattened, you can't do it. You can't go in there and really go into the layers and make changes. You have to go back to the unflattened version where all the layers are separate. And then you go in and you can make, this is who we are, you guys. This is what she's shown me, that we are interdimensional travelers stuck in our own day waking. You know, this is the only day waking we get, consciousness. And yet we're going all over in these layers of consciousness, exhausted when we get back from sleeping, harassed constantly because of the work we're trying to do by these just harassment energies, you know, of the lower matrix. And here we are serving Mother Earth and humanity like just 24/7 with complete and total devotion, you know, going into these different layers of consciousness to correct, to invite the correction, not our personal desire, ego, whatever. No, we are the fabric. We are her beautiful faceted fabric. Our individual facet is exactly, it's unique, but it's exactly as pure and beautiful as the whole. That's what a fractal is. We are a fractal of God consciousness. We are just as pure and beautiful as the whole. And as the embryo, the atom cadmon, the original potential, the pure atom potential in every human. So can we reset the algorithm to atom cadmon, right? Like, can we just get this party started? Because Earth is hijacked, we've been co-opted in our technology, and so now we can't just go live our life. We have to co-opt their technology to be able to continue to create or terraform our new Earth, right? It's there. Just that we're completing it right now. We're feeling worthy of it, stepping into it. And it's just exactly like here, but just over here a little bit, like just on the next staircase, right? Like this stuff can't affect us anymore. We still remember it. We can write about it and heal about it, teach about it, but we're not stuck there anymore. And so it's like this elevation, right? Like where you're just saying, oh gosh, I've bought into this lie and this parasitic feeding upon the precious spiritual energy, now I'm taking it back. I'm going to take it to another level, be reborn in my autonomy, my authority with Capricorn, new moon, and owning your energetic field. And she says that you can be buoyed up. The ground can come up. The ground can come meet you as a levitator. And to walk on that golden road, to just step upon it, and let it work out. Let your angels go before you. Part of the deal with the rift, the continental divide in Mother's turtle shell, in our field, is trauma. And trauma disrupts the timeline. Our personal traumas, our personal accidents, and the rearranging of our body after accidents heals our timeline. And so we're doing this. We're still trying to heal Mother Earth's bones, Pangea, from the Atlantean catastrophes. But the main thing, the continental divide, it's a straight line, very curvy, but straight in general, not the way the other fault lines are. And she calls us to this. She calls us to this place. So she calls us to the sacred places all around where we live, and to look out, find that one other supernova soul that will go and hold the space and energy with you. And immediately, boom, get taken back into that ancient cave where you remembered how to levitate. So it's a glorious time that lays ahead, but we are sorting it out back and forth like a teeter-totter between the Piscean age and the Aquarian age, and the Pisces end and the Aries rebirth. So know that we're back and forth there, but it's just about completely releasing the programming, the patterns, and the loop-de-loops that keep us in that lower frequency dimension. Trying to use force to make stuff happen, when really it's magnetism. All the healing's magnetism. Our light body's magnetism. Levitation is magnetism. We are magnetic creatures. So the metal in our body, our toxicity, designed to try to control us, but also just fill us with metal, so that we can't receive the correct vibrational frequencies from Mother Earth, And so, but now we're in a great detox, and it's just happening on its own. And the miracles are here. The moment you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you've been waiting for them. You are them. You're a disseminator of miracles. It is real and true. And the only way we get out of the corner we've been backed into our scarcity that's been, created as an illusion for us. The only way out is to come into our superpowers. That's this fight for life for Mother Earth. Fight to the death. Fight for the life of Mother Earth. That she's our goddess, and we stand with her. And the feminine in all of us, the intuitive voice that has not been heard, the emotions, the peace, the way it's right, the way we should feel in our rightful home. Our bodies are hostile to us right now. The earth is hostile to us right now. And this is the shift of the turning of the tables. Ultimately, is supernova souls landing home. Is who we are, like incarnating fully and completely home. A Jupiter retrograde mother pulling back, saying, be hungry, be hungry for what's coming. Go ahead with the decrease, because it only means the increase is coming. Be thirsty for me, be hungry for me, be ready, because the tsunami of love is coming. Mother Earth's mother dragon waking back up. And maybe we should go dance and sing and play along the continental divide and listen to what she might want to say to us, and invite the primary waters up to the surface to talk with us and heal us, sit in the hot springs and journey to the sacred mountains. What is Mother Earth calling us to do? What is our true path? This is the energy as Mercury finally catches up to this whole story. Mercury will catch up to Mars on the 18th, that very powerful day of the Capricorn new moon. Venus moving into Aquarius, leading the way into Aquarius to go meet Pluto. And also Mercury conjunct Mars. So very powerful. And then Mercury will meet the sun on the 21st at 0 degrees Aquarius, moving into Aquarius. This is our understanding. The sun is our identity. Mercury is the messenger and the communicator and the integrator, and saying, hey, a rebirth of the self. That's where it's required. The sun is who we are. Mercury is our understanding and perspective. So we're understanding that we need a rebirth of who we are and our identity in order to even think of moving into the Aquarian age. A complete rebirth in who we think we are. And that's what Mercury and the sun say here at this midpoint between Mercury retrogrades. Mercury planning on the retrograde, moving that retrograde in Pisces. That will be the final kind of resolution of the Piscean age. The miracle's coming. That retrograde happens from February 26th to March 21st, equinox. But Mercury will come out of retrograde shadow on April 10th. So, and then in that time, we've got Jupiter turning direct on 3/11 and 11/3. Very powerful energies. Just like, all right, we've prepared ourselves now. And we will receive. We will be holders and keepers of the blessings. We didn't see that what we had to go through and what we went through was just had to be so just that much intense that we would empty ourselves out completely to come into the greater tapestry of who we really are. The keepers and the holders of the flame, of the alchemy, energies of earth, of the scalar wave, the technologies that those pyramids were really working with. And now we take this back. And ironically, the way we take it back is through our very own body first. Then we get a disclosure of advanced technologies on Earth. What a crazy inside out, upside down reality. But now it seems that it's a great correction is occurring. That's this astrology. We are in a great correction, she says, an initiation. It's a breakdown, a clear out of false patterns, programs, and structures, and a reinstatement of what's true structures that can support you, your life, and humanity. Every cell of Earth is getting this upgrade. Atom. Every atom. Every atom, cadmum. Every divine possibility is getting triggered, like the embryo pierced with the egg, with the needle, fertilizing the egg, right? Like it's like this, that sperm piercing through this kind of activation from the center essence of what this earth revolution is about. She says, is it time now to move in your life, right? To get that free energy, the action, to move, to stir up these miracles. We've been accused of stirring up trouble left and right, being the bad and the wrong one every time. Blamed for all of it. Yeah. So I guess it's stirring up trouble for them, but we're going to stir up some miracles for us and for Earth and her children. And any soul, any energy that's got that essence that wants to come along is welcome. It's for all of us. So it's a very powerful time, and just be willing to make this massive correction, 180-degree turn in your life from usury to autonomy. And I hope, please consider being a part of that, owning your energetic field course, being a part of that, adding your donation to that grows the energy. And so that's a great offering. I do have a couple links if you want to just make a donation. Really great and helpful. If that's something that's helped you in the work that's come forward, that would be a wonderful help. We have beautiful things to build and do, and we are opening up these floodgates. And I appreciate you being with me. The most powerful support you bring is when you work with these concepts. You recognize this technology within you, that you know what I'm saying before I say it, because I can't tell you what you already know. Anything new, you have to already know it. This is what teaching is, and that's that owning your energetic field course is a trigger to trigger a memory in you of the technology in your body. Also trigger the fear programming, get you in touch with a guardian at the threshold so that we feel safe, to open up to our capacities. These are our capacities. We have already worked with these higher technologies in bodies on Earth. In this evolution, it's nothing we're asking for that's not ours already. We've just been tricked into thinking it's not ours and feeling unworthy and like failures. And I guess we kind of have, because we, it just is part of coming back to Earth, is feeling how far away we got, coming back to Mother, coming back to Father, Yeshua. Like, we've got to get humbled. And this is what's happening to humanity right now. The humbling comes before the revelation comes, okay? And just like Jesus had to be a man, we have to be here as human souls experiencing it fully and completely. But if I could show you what you're healing and transmuting, the miracles that you're already working on, and the golden strand it's like almost like we've gotten this access of this golden strand DNA, golden road, the golden cocoon, protecting us and supporting us in this 3D while we travel, opening up the pathways to these different dimensional realities, helping us get comfortable with coming out of our quarantine with confidence. Some commandments of how to be free and in your psyche. It's amazing what we've overcome. Amazing. Mind control is one thing, right? Implants and technological harassment and coercion and parasitic entrapment is something different. And so every time you set yourself free from something of this, you set free a whole group of souls. And this is an important message for you. If you're here, called in this following I'm talking about, that means you have a following. You have a group of souls looking for you, finding you, wanting to work with you, move with you, build with you. You've already planned it out. You already have the pieces of the puzzle. And it's something really important to understand that we are a part of a group and we have a group. Right? We have concentric soul groups. And it's really, really like we have to open to this because we have to call, like just like mom's calling us home, you know, into the place that we take at the round table. We have to call them home. Call your people, call the ones that want to work with you and build with you and have the pieces of the puzzle, right? Because we've been in this zigzag reality and like, this quarantined multiple dimensional frequencies, right? Segmented frequencies that are not natural through time travel. And we've been stuck in quarantine, not unable to reach and get with each other and work together. And it's the greatest threat to the lower matrix, apparently, because the hardest thing we can do. This is all I wanted, not me personally, I guess. I don't know. I want my supernova brothers and sisters more than anything. Yes. But from the beginning, it was like, oh yeah, this is what you need to do. Bring them together. Bring the supernova souls together. Well, it's like 12 years later. And we're in the game of clones. Realizing that we have a card to play. When we were told we didn't even have access to the deck. What? No wonder the rapid initiation, huh? So thank you so much for being here. This is such a powerful time. Know that these squares, the Jupiter square Chiron coming off on the 18th, but the sun will be the last one through the 21st, but Sun Mercury conjunction at 0 degrees Aquarius. So that new moon in Capricorn really setting an energy. The moon coming in to help us emotionally integrate all parts of our being and heal and resonate to a new frequency, and then moving into the epic next chapter. You know, that's 1 month from Chinese New Year. And so we're in the final chapter of the Year of the Snake. So we've shed the skin, and now we've got to wait for our new skin to form so we even know if we can move, where we're going, the path, the resources, But what if it can just tumble into your life and you tumble onto your path and a glorious discovery of what life is meant to be? Can we own it? Can we step into it? Because this Uranus and Taurus says this is the only thing that's keeping us from the new paradigm. But you know what I forgot to mention is that Saturn, now at 27 degrees as of the 14th, means that coming back into exact sextile. This sextile between Saturn and Uranus has been going on for, I think, 1.5 years. I need to go look back. Maybe 2 years. I don't know. It's like really cool. And it's like, I kind of forgot about it, right? Because it's been in the background and they got far away from each other. And now they're coming back into relationship, and also in Pisces and in Taurus. This is where Jupiter and Saturn made their sextile, Pisces and Taurus. So clearing up, healing, miracles, magic, Piscean age, in order to come into and feel worthy of our true abundance. So right now, Saturn and Uranus back in sextile here. They'll be in sextile in Gemini, in Aries a little bit as Saturn will be moving on, but it's like this is kind of the end of the Saturn sextile Uranus, and it is a beautiful, beautiful gift, especially once Uranus turns direct on February 4th. That will be February, the first half of February, very powerful to access the mysteries and magic and miracles, our abundance that's been stolen from us. Because Uranus represents this, the higher technologies and wisdom, ancient technologies, future wisdom, or vice versa, right? What we can't access in our Akashic records. That's Uranus. It's like the Ark of the Covenant, the mysteries that we're not allowed to know, right? And so going back into Taurus, it's like, yeah, this whole period of time, the last 8 years of Uranus and Taurus is like, not feeling that we deserve to have our higher wisdom and ancient technologies or future technologies in ancient wisdom. Same. And so Saturn here, about to move back into Aries, 27 degrees, 2 and 7 is 9. It's the end of gatekeepers. And this is a mantra. Find the strength within you that the energy of you being fed upon parasitically that we didn't know was happening is connected to spiritual gatekeeping, to psychological handlers. Psychological handlers could be anybody in your life that the energies work through. Psychological handlers pretend to support you while they keep you small. Say they want to help while they stand in the way. That's connected to gatekeeper energies. So the controlling forces and a psychological handler, that they're just kind of a pawn a lot of times. But the forces behind that is the spiritual gatekeeping, keeping us distracted, feeling like we owe other people, and sucked in these dramas where the parasitic energies can feed and keep us distracted from our true path and purpose. And so all of this is getting resolved. I think that's the Saturn in Pisces now direct through the end degrees. That Saturn is the last planet we can see with our bare eyes. So it's the fundamental, gatekeeper energy. And Saturn, we know, is absconded, the 3D reality used to control and trap humanity. So now we're going out beyond that, back to the original dream of what Saturn and Mother wanted to become. And this is activating within us. So to be an exact sextile for the final time, I don't know for sure, but with Uranus, the exact, I think it might be. It's so incredibly powerful for the month from now and through the first half of February, that we have permission within our being. Gatekeepers stand down, handlers stand down. We have permission within our being to take back the technology, frequencies, and energetic resources in our very own body. We can handle it now. We've come back into connection with each other and our guidance. So part of the timeline disruption was a complete inability, created a zigzag in dimensional frequencies where we couldn't get in alignment through the dimensions of with our, what Rudolf Steiner calls the higher archangels. Archangeloi, archangeloi. These are the beings that are part of us that stream forces in that allow us to manifest, bring us, help us with our manifestations. It's like they can go before us to prepare the way through our communication with them in our sleep, our dreams, our meditations. So, but this has been so corrupted and taken over, and our timeline is like a zigzag. So you really got to do some interdimensional travel to get to them and then sort back through to get back here, What a mess. And no wonder we're so tired when we wake up, But anyway, this is the shift, is that your angels can go before you. You don't know what the manifestation is. You don't know how it comes. You don't know what it looks like, and it doesn't freaking matter anymore. You're done with with the distractions. You're just so in alignment, and your angels walk before you and they show you in every moment the next move. Because Mother, you walk on Mother now. And every step and every breath, she grows up around you, reinstating and putting back together the ancient temples. The frequency grid of peace and harmony. The natural frequencies. So the mantra she says is that, can you reprogram the technology in your body, and then maybe at the very top of the algorithm, that the technologies that may be emitting harmful frequencies are now emitting frequencies, gentle healing detox that doesn't need a healing crisis. This is the natural frequencies of Mother Earth, the gentle bubbling up of the spring, the primary water coming up, just gently bubbling up, just gently purifying and bringing the energy of the picture of the pure. We are the picture of the pure. We are the atom cadmon, being pierced at the center, that we're being activated into our pureness, a picture of the pure. That is how the water heals itself. The structuring of water, the primary water, heals and purifies itself because it has a picture of the pure, the uncorrupted territory, right? The waters from Gaia's cave, deep in the center of the earth, that have been untouched by human energies, frequencies, and agendas. We are the picture of the pure that pierces the center essence of the organism and triggers a rebirth of the original cosmic dream of what Earth wants to become. So don't let any of these jokers tell you different, make fun of you, call you crazy, because you were right all along. Thank God. I'm so glad you're here and that we made it. You will have no idea the attempts that have been made to derail you that you've overcome. You're a rock star. And now they can't do anything to us. So let's get on the golden road. Let's go to the jackpot and pull the lever and receive whatever we need in the moment from the universe, from Mother, saying, yes, I'm with you, children, and you're with me. I feel it. I feel your love. You came back around in your heart to me. So you can be the living, breathing example, the demonstration project of the pure essence of possibility, the reset. That all the healing, all the reset happens from just walking in this way through our lives on Earth and finding at least one other supernova soul to go to her nodal points and dance and sing and play. Rocket science. So I just wanted to mention real quick the eclipses that are coming up, because today, let's see, when is it? The nodes of the moon are at 9 degrees as of the 16th. So right at 10 now, moving to 9 degrees. So we're coming to the end of the period of time with the nodes in Pisces and Virgo. So we know that that's chapter, this Pisces recapitulation is, going back to the dungeon again and again is coming to an end, and that means we are reclaiming the miracles and magic. And so the North Node moves to 9 degrees on the 16th. And then for the eclipses, the nodes will be at 8 degrees. So very powerful transformation of our whole reality. And so we have 2 eclipses, one on February 17th. That will be a solar eclipse at 28 degrees Aquarius. And then a lunar eclipse on Tuesday, March 3rd at 4:33 a.m. at 12 degrees Virgo. So these eclipses are not, that lunar eclipse is pretty close to exact, only 3 degrees off. And so the solar eclipse is a partial eclipse. Incredibly powerful time here where for these lining up, because we have the Mercury retrograde final recapitulation of Pisces energy happening at the same time as these solar eclipses. And then the second eclipse is on March 3rd, and March 11th, we've got that turning, the real turning of the tide in the outer world, in the bigger picture. The tsunami of love coming in, the mystical spiritual revelations unleashed into this world on 3/11. Jupiter turning direct. Mother's coming back. And we're coming home to her. It's like her leaving and she's going out. The tide's going out. And we're like, well, we're hungry for you. We want you. We had a glimpse of you. Come back. We live for you. We devote ourselves for you. I'm sorry. Just come back, And so when that surge of energy does come back into our lives, and we have that alignment, and we have that peace, and we have that knowing, and we have that we're recognized by her, we're provided for by her, and that we can walk together now in our true path and purpose. That we humbled ourselves in this initiation. We got down on the ground and we were hungry and thirsty, and prepared to receive the bounty, so that we can be that cup, that holy grail that can hold her love in the world. What a glorious and beautiful path that lies ahead for us. And do not give up, and do not let them gaslight you and derail you in these precious moments. Every step, every breath, she grows up around you, holding you, levitating you, buoying you up to the place that you're meant to be, to do the work you really came here to do. And you don't need to know anything about it, she says, or how it's going to happen, or where you need to go, or where the resources are that's going to come. You don't need to know any of that. All you need to know is where your heart's at. And if your heart's with her, then you're no longer interested in allowing her to be used. Usury. And we're cleaning up where we've been feeding unknowingly the parasitic forces that keep us unrecognized, invalidated, poo-pooed, silly little girl with your crazy stargazer ideas, Oh man, the wealth of abundance that's within you, Supernova, is So beautiful and so amazing. So thank you so much for all of us for going through all you've gone through, making it what you made it through, because you bring the presents and the gifts. You know, we are Santa Claus. It's Christmas. It's time. You know, so let's get with it and get with each other. I love you so much. Nothing they can do to interfere or block us. Any of that now is just our own programming working itself out. They're in your movie now. You're in charge as this autonomous, put back together whole human being that can incarnate your God self. Turn your light on for us all to see and celebrate together. So thank you so much, Supernova Soul. I love you so much. Please consider being a part of that live class. It's 9 sessions, 9 Saturdays. The next 9 Saturdays, it takes us right through the middle of March, two Saturdays of March. Perfect timing to do this owning your energetic field. Come together and be like, oh yeah, this is our technology. We deserve it. It's ours. And we're going to remember and just have fun in a peaceful way of this discovery and put ourselves back together in that autonomy. Face Pluto on the mountain and say, yes, we're ready to take responsibility for our creations now because we're back in our arms. So it's an incredibly powerful time. And so thank you so much for your support. Donations, greatly appreciated. I have a limited amount of individual sessions, astrology, intuitive healing sessions, very powerful. Correct your whole life, intuitive sessions, past life readings. So please let me know, reach out to me. Let's stay connected and do this. Very, very powerful times that we're living in here together. And so let's just see where this unfolds as we get this full and beautiful picture of who we are and the path that lies ahead and the support, the bounty, the miracles. Be open to those miracles in your life. You're going to be experiencing them. Right now, they're secret. First, Yeshua's miracles were secret. Then they were publicly disclosed. Okay, so first we have our own miracles, and then we're going to be a part of greater miracles. It's the only way forward, you know? And it's like we are not going to allow ourselves to be stuck in the square, leveled, flatlined box of one-dimensional frequency on Earth. It's all ours. And so we stand in this, and we demand reparations and the return of what's been stolen from us. We're now this coming forward at the 250-year anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, the American Revolution. We also have a Declaration of Independence, true independence, you know, that those rascal energies all the way back to Atlantean time that had just went underground to hide from us every time we tried to clear the earth. Now we're clearing all the levels of consciousness, going back to the pure original dream. This is the reset. You don't understand what's coming with Saturn and Neptune moving into the Aries, over the Aries point. The tsunami of love comes just before and just after, as Jupiter turns direct. So be ready. And thank you so much for going through all you've gone through. Prepare for the most beautiful life possible for you that lies ahead. And so thank you so much for being here, being you, for being a part of the Soul Tribe. It means so much to me. We're going to be getting together, figuring out these next steps, integrating networking. So be a part of that Soul Tribe. We're going to stay connected through these times, figure out our marching orders. That's really going to come as Mercury, and finally, the final conjunction of the planets is Mercury and Venus at the I knew there's one more thing to talk about at the last week, 29th and 30th of January is when Mercury and Venus come together. And so Mercury, the informer, you know, counseling back up with Venus. And then we really know where we're going. Or she knows, you know. So maybe it's just our surrender into the unknown even further. So very powerful time, that end of January, and it's on the 27th that Neptune moves into Aries. So that's this big, profound shift. But it all starts here on the 18th with Jupiter square Chiron coming off and the new moon in Capricorn, integration of all our parts and pieces, the moon coming into the story for emotional integration, emotional stability and security, a reordering. We have been so disordered in our different bodies, just like the different frequencies we've been kept from in our multidimensional earth. And now we can heal this and put ourselves all back together. All parts of yourself coming home. Wherever anybody's been feeding on your energy or disrupting your soul essence through whatever nefarious programs, all that's mine is being returned to me. Really beautiful mantra, right? I claim back all that's mine. You're not taking anything from anybody else. They wanted you to think that this whole time, to keep you in scarcity, so you never stood up and said, I want my abundance back. Because if we take our abundance back, guess what they have? Zero. No wonder it's been so hard for us. And wow, aren't we rock stars for making it through? We did. Just don't give up now. We're so close. I love you so much, Supernova Souls. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you, the Soul Tribe, at the Owning Your Energetic Field course, Capricorn New Moon activation on Sunday, the 18th, next weekend. The next update. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I look forward to this beautiful path unfolding, the golden road that lies ahead. Say yes to your golden DNA activation, the original dream, the original fabric that we're recreating in her tapestry. And it's such an honor to have you and your majesty on board and involved. So we'll see you there. Love you so much, Supernova Souls. See you on the next update. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.